Matt and Leah, 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 Matt and Leah. Matt and Leah, Matt and Leah, Matt and Leah, Matt and Leah. Matt and Leah, Matt and Leah, Matt and Leah, Matt and Leah. A pancake!
What's up, boys and girls, everything in between? This is Bear With Us. I'm Matt. She's Leah. Leah, how are you, my dear?
I am great. Thanks for asking. How are you today, sir?
I'm optimistic.
Optimistic.
I'm optimistic about today's show, this week's show.
Okay. Love that for you.
Because I know that we have been in a funk and we have beaten that horse to death and beyond.
Yes.
And now we have to take a step in the right direction. Right the ship, if you will.
The ship. You're the captain. Arr.
I'm the captain now.
I'm also in a really good mood because we had a great night last night.
We did.
We had a great dinner. We went to, how do you say? I don't want to f it up.
Chapino?
Chapino's. It's in the Strip District if you live here in the Burg. And it was f***ing incredible. Like the food, the atmosphere, the service, the drinks.
It was a big win. So much so that we're giving them a free plug on our podcast that 6 people in Pittsburgh listen to. But hey, maybe those 6 people will check out Chapino. It was a great meal. It was a fantastic day. Very busy, working on some very cool things. We cannot reveal to you just yet.
But it is due in part to this podcast right here. Bear with us.
It sure is, but we'll leave a little suspense for the listeners.
Yes.
Something to look forward to, if you will. I'm going to just keep tagging that.
Yeah,
and doing.
why are you acting like Alexis? That is
I'm not acting like
embarrassing.
Alexis. I'm acting like my girlfriend, who has just morphed into Alexis Rose.
I'm obsessed with Schitt's Creek. If you guys haven't found that out by now, you've been sleeping under a rock, or is it sleeping under a rock or living under a rock?
Both?
Okay, you've been doing both of those things under all of the rocks, and I'm just obsessed. I watch it all the time. I used to be such a Friends buff, and I still am, but Schitt's Creek is now taking over my entire life, my mannerisms, my thoughts, my dreams, everything.
It's problematic.
Yeah, to the point where like Matt now reminds me so much of Bob from Schitt's Creek. If you guys have seen it, you will totally get it because it's like the way you look, the way you act, the way you talk.
You are a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad woman.
Bob's Garage.
Anyway.
Also, I just cannot stop thinking about the lobster risotto from last night.
Really?
Oh my God, it was so good. Melted in my mouth.
Maybe we've just discovered a new form of podcasting, just erotic food recipes.
Also, okay, I'm not even going to let you get away with what happened last night.
What do you mean?
So, okay, we had a great night. The drinks were flowing. We had a good time. We go home. We get in bed, and we are just, like hanging out in bed. And I was like, babe, I love you. And he was like, I love you too. And I was like, can you give me a kiss? And he goes, well, I was going to give you a kiss, but my eye got stuck. I'm like, what does that even mean? Your eye got stuck. If you don't want to kiss me, just don't kiss me. But you don't need to come up with a stupid excuse like my eye got stuck.
Now that
what do you mean your eye got stuck?
Once again publicly shamed me. I thought I explained very well what actually happened
I didn't even
night.
listen to your explanation.
I know you
because
didn't.
I was laughing
You were
so
laughing
hard.
at me and mocking me and making fun of the agony that I was experiencing. I had fully intended on kissing you on my own prior to you saying, may I have a kiss? But as I leaned toward you in your general direction, my eyelashes got stuck in my eyelid. And I guarantee you, somebody that's
What do you
listening
mean your eyelashes get stuck in your
I don't know
eyelid?
how much more plain I can explain it. My eyelashes, the little black furry
Like
things.
the top or the bottom lash?
I don't know, but they got stuck inside my eyelid. And I guarantee you somebody listening to this has had it happen to them, and they're like, oh, that sucks. That's the worst feeling in the world. It feels like somebody's gouging your eyeball out of your head with a fork. And I felt that pain for a moment, so I pulled up short, and I didn't deliver the kiss. So when you asked me for a kiss, I was simply trying to convey that I had intended on kissing you already, but I veered my own path.
Sounds like bull to me.
Well, you suck.
Like, I've heard a lot of excuses in life, but my eye got stuck. That's worse than my dog ate my homework.
You try speaking logically when you're in excruciating pain.
Excruciating pain, baby. Your eyelashes are not like, they're not made of razor blades.
Have you ever had something stuck in your eye? Anything.
Yeah, but it's not like, I mean, the way you're explaining it is as if someone took a spoon and like scooped your eyeball out.
No.
You're like, oh, my eye.
It hurt
like,
very badly.
Oh my God.
And I didn't express the pain in bed. I let it be.
Wow. That is so strong and brave of you.
I hate you.
I am so proud of you.
This is ridiculous.
I hope you'll be brave.
What was that?
Say what you want to say. Just let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave. That's your song. That's you. That is your mantra for the day because you made it through this treacherous, awful happenstance last night with razor blades in your eyeball.
Nobody asked for sympathy. I simply tried to explain to you why I did not deliver the kiss as planned.
I'm dead.
And you are 12 hours later mocking
My
and
own
ridiculing
boyfriend
me.
can't even kiss me. He has to come up with a dumbass excuse like my eye got stuck.
Now, I can understand if I was like, oh, I can't kiss you because Pancake has to go outside, or like some activity to clearly divert from what the plan was, which was to kiss. I simply was explaining to you, like if you're late for something, like, hey, I'm sorry, I was 5 minutes late. I got stuck in traffic. That doesn't mean you like didn't want to go to where you were going. You were just saying, hey, I'm sorry, I was a little bit late.
Okay, babe.
What are we talking about today?
Well, I think this is a perfect segue here. I'm drinking my Starbucks. The other day, we were in Orlando for work, and I went to Starbucks, and when I came up to the counter, everything was Christmas, like peppermint and candy canes, and I am not gonna lie, it made me so fucking happy. I feel like especially everything that was going on last week, the world was in turmoil, like everyone was on the edge of their seats. It was just like a lot was happening. So when I came up to the counter and I saw Christmas, I was like, here we go, baby. It is on. I was so excited.
So what you're trying in your very uniquely long-winded way to say that we are going to speak about today is that it is finally the official holiday
season.
Which I don't...
Celebrate holiday.
Okay, please don't. That is my favorite Madonna song. You better not disrespect it.
Like a virgin. Ooh, touch for the very first time.
For some reason, Halloween is not rolled into the holiday season.
No, but it's almost like the unofficial kickoff.
Yes.
Don't you think?
I agree. I think we should just roll it all in.
Yeah.
I think 3 major holidays in 3 months. Just start it with...
4.
What's the 4th? Oh, New Year's.
Halloween,
I always
Thanksgiving,
forget about
Christmas,
New
New
Year's.
Year's.
Yeah, that's...
Poor New Year's. It gets a bad rep because it's like the last of the last.
Although this year it's going to be the single biggest day of the year because everyone's going to be like...
2020.
Right.
They're like, 2021's a year. 2020 sucks. I can't even imagine all the posts, all the memes, all the... Ugh. I'm already sick of it, and it hasn't even happened.
And I ordinarily am one who goes, it's October 31st. It's November 1st. Why the is there a Christmas tree everywhere?
Right.
However, this year I'm feeling a little bit in the opposite direction. When you sent me a photo of the Horns building downtown near our house and the Christmas tree beginning to be assembled and the ice skating rink beginning to be assembled, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm ready for this. I am fully prepared for a holiday season. But before we get to Christmas, which is what everybody actually cares and is excited about, we have to suffer through Thanksgiving.
Suffer?
I hate Thanksgiving.
Why?
Thanksgiving to me is not even a holiday. Like it's just it's a headache. It's
why?
Because there's a lot of planning involved, often great expense, travel, all to just do something that you more or less feel obligated to do.
I love to eat, so I'm all
but you
about
can eat 364 other days a year too.
Yeah, but there's just something about Thanksgiving that calories don't count. You can just eat whatever you want. It's just time for family. Like growing up for me, first of all, can we talk about the night before Thanksgiving? Was that a thing where you're from? Because that was like the night, everyone would come back from high school and everyone went off to college. You come back and you see everyone from your childhood.
Right,
and
everybody
you
is
party.
Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused.
Oh yeah, exactly.
All right.
Was that a big thing where you're from? Like the night before Thanksgiving?
No, not really. Thanksgiving has never been a huge thing. We did Thanksgiving. I don't have a huge family, So it would basically just be this meal where we all gathered around and pretended and acted differently as though it wasn't the same routine we did 300 other times a year. Like mom would make dinner and we sit around and eat everything, whether it be SpaghettiOs or, a regular night. But on Thanksgiving, people are like, oh, it's Thanksgiving. We got to do it differently today. Mom's making everything she knows how to cook. And then we're going to stuff our faces like animals for like an hour. And then everyone's useless and passed out by about 6 p.m.
Oh my gosh. I just love Thanksgiving because we would go to my mom's side of the family, my grandparents, and we go there every Sunday for Sunday dinner. But on Thanksgiving, it was just the best. Everyone was there, all my cousins, aunts, uncles. It was just like a big party and everyone just ate and we had so much fun. And then after dinner, everyone passes out while you're watching football and everyone's like asleep because they're in a turkey coma. And then after that, we would go to my dad's side and we'd do another Thanksgiving. So it was like, but we'd usually just do dessert when we got there because they would have, the meal before we got there. And, oh my gosh, the dessert, my meme, this isn't dessert, but my meme makes.
Say it in your sexy voice.
The best.
She makes this pie.
This meat pie.
For dessert?
No, it's for part of the meal. You had it. Didn't you have it when we went there last year?
No.
Yeah, you did.
I don't think I did. You told me about it, but I didn't get to partake.
You definitely had it.
Nope. In
Yes,
fact,
you
I
did.
remember we went and you were telling me about it and how wonderful they were, and she didn't make them
Baby,
last year.
She 1,000%
Nope.
did.
I disagree.
I'm going to call her right now.
Okay. It's like way too early in the morning. Don't wake your memo.
She's awake. Let me call her.
She didn't because we brought food. We brought food. Me, you, and Brianna brought food.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Ah,
Damn
sweet.
it.
Save your poor
My
grandmother.
poor meme.
the-
She's going to be
the
like, why did you
disturbance.
call? You want to talk politics? That's all she's going to want to do.
Yeah. Well, see,
Damn it. I feel bad. You're right. We did bring our own food.
Yeah, I know.
You're right.
I am because we didn't celebrate Thanksgiving. You and I have yet to celebrate Thanksgiving together.
Okay, so here's the thing. Every year in my adult life, we do Thanksgiving with my meme and my Pepe. And so they live in Florida, and my sister and I, we were always in Florida. We'd just go there for Thanksgiving every year. Up until last year was the last year. Unfortunately, my Pepe passed away after Thanksgiving last year. But it was the last one, and it made me so happy we were able to do that. And that's just a tradition that my sister and I made in our adult life with my mom and pap, which has always been just the best time hanging out with them. And it was so important to me that last year you couldn't make it on Thanksgiving because you were with your family. And so we made it a point that the week after we would do another Thanksgiving, and you came down, you got to hang out with them, and that just meant the world to me. We had a good time.
Right. To that exact point, that what we did, that second Thanksgiving, if you want to call it that, we went and got takeout from a great place in Florida and just went over there and ate. And it's about who you spend your time with,
Yeah.
not how big the turkey is. I mean, I'm not on Thanksgiving. I mean, I understand why people like it. Just to me, it's always been kind of like a throwaway holiday.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, cool. I have a great meal. But beyond that, I don't have any sort of memories tied to Thanksgiving. Christmas, I'm all in on.
So to me, Thanksgiving is the official kickoff to Christmas. It's like, to me, every year after Thanksgiving, that's when you put your tree up. It's fully acceptable to put decorations up, and now you can listen to Christmas music. It's full on Christmas mode to me
So,
after Thanksgiving.
I agree with you generally, but you did raise the possibility of decorating a little early this year, and I'm not vehemently against it.
I was worried because last week, like I said, when I stepped into Starbucks, and it put me in the holiday spirit immediately, and I feel like that's what we all need right now because the world is in shambles, and it is what it is. We need some excitement, some positivity. And so when I saw that, I went back to the hotel room and I was like, babe, what are your thoughts on decorating for Christmas this week? And I fully expect, because he's this like Scrooge, he's Mr. Negativity, Mr. Dark Cloud. He's just like the Grinch. So I was like, what do you think about decorating? And you're like, I'm not against it. And I was like, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I was so excited. And I'm so happy.
Okay.
And I'm just kidding. You're
We
not
still
the
haven't
Scrooge.
we still haven't decorated
I know. Well,
anything yet.
because
it's,
it's been
premature.
a crazy week, but next week we will decorate.
Okay, that remains to be seen, but I'm not totally against it.
So you didn't have any like Thanksgiving traditions. You just hung out with your immediate family. That's all you did.
Yeah, I mean, to the best of my knowledge, yeah. I don't have any sort of great memories of Thanksgiving. I don't have any sort of traumatic issues from Thanksgiving. Like
But
it
it was
wasn't
never a big thing.
No, I mean, I generally just spent it at my home with like my parents, and occasionally like my grandparents would come over, my brothers and sisters, obviously. But it was never like a thing. It was, I mean, it was a thing in that it was Thanksgiving, and people. My mom made dinner because people make Thanksgiving dinner. But all the hoopla that surrounds it, I feel like it is just an appetizer for what people actually want, which is Christmas.
So this year for Thanksgiving, I feel like with us it's hard, right? Because we live here in Pittsburgh. You have 3 kids that, that go back and forth between 2 homes. I usually spend my holidays with my family. So I'm trying to figure out and navigate how we make all of this work. You know what I mean?
Right.
And this is our first time here in Pittsburgh trying to figure this out. And
so how important is it to you personally to spend the holidays with your significant other?
It's very important. However, my family is very important to me. So it's like trying to find this balance. And now, like, this is my family, right? You, your kids, and our life here.
Right.
But I still have my mom, my dad, and my sister. They're the most important to me. And my meme, she's my only grandparent that's alive. And I feel like to spend time with them, but I don't get to see them really ever.
By the way, just for clarification purposes, your family and I are not at odds by any means.
No, not at all.
I'm invited to all of these activities,
Yeah.
To your point, I have kids and responsibilities of my own, so we have to get a little creative on
trying to
this.
figure it all out and trying to make it work.
I was just listening to you explain it, and I'm like, wait a minute, this almost sounds like I'm uninvited to Thanksgiving.
No, of course, but it's like, okay.
I think my family likes you. I think your family likes me better than you.
Okay, well, for Christmas, generally what we established last year, we had everyone at our place in Pittsburgh. My family came in, my sister, my parents, your family's there, your kids. That's what we decided that's going to be our tradition going forward. Everyone comes to us, which is cool. It was a lot of pressure. Mind you, we had just moved in together and we had been living in our place for about a week and trying to entertain and get everyone together. It was my first time meeting his parents. It was a lot. But we decided that's going to be our tradition. So for me, my parents are, sacrificing not being with their families for Thanksgiving. My mom has brothers, sisters, nieces, and nephews. So they don't spend time with them for the holidays, so they're spending with us. So I'm like, I can't expect them to come here for Thanksgiving too. So it's kind of like trying to figure out, how do we make it all work?
You mean to tell me that there's compromise involved in this, much like every other aspect of every relationship?
Sure.
Have you ever had any sort of issue where you were forced to go to somewhere for a holiday that you were not into and like would be away from your family?
No, because I guess this is the first time in my life that I'm not around my family all the time.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like even if boyfriends I had in the past, it'd be like, oh, even if I go spend it with them, it's fine because I lived with my parents or I lived near my parents or something like that. So this is my first time where it's like I don't live near them and I'm trying to figure it all out. But you know what? That's what relationships are all about, compromise. So this year, what we're going to do for Thanksgiving, I think, right?
I was going to say, this is news to me, so spit it out.
Well, no, we decided, I'm already decided I'm going to spend it with my sister. I'm obsessed with my sister, love her to death. She's my world. Like, so to not be able to spend as much time with her as I would like, it sucks. So it's like a reset for me when I'm with her. I like feel like I'm back to myself again. She brings me back to Leah, who I really am to my core.
So I can spend the next 7 to 10 weeks breaking you down.
Yes. No, but it's true. Like sometimes you just need that, you need that little, like she is that person for me where she just, she just gets me. So I'm excited to spend it with her.
So
but I think
you just basically revealed to me that I'm going to spend Thanksgiving on the couch with a can of Dinty Moore beef stew.
No, I thought you were coming.
I don't know yet.
You said you were going to come.
I thought about it.
Because we have work and we have pay-per-view. We're only there for like 2 days.
Our schedules are not
It's
human.
wild, yeah.
It's something that most people in America, I would venture to think, are at least able to look and say, hey, Thanksgiving, this is what we're doing. We have some semblance of certainty. It still drives my mother nuts that I can't commit to anything. Not if she's like, hey, you want to go get dinner next weekend? Maybe. But also, maybe I might be doing some crazy TV show somewhere or on the other side of the country for God knows what.
Yeah.
It's impossible. So it really is very difficult to make any sort of holiday plans for both of our sakes. So now, whereas it was once upon a time I was the wild card. Now you're also a wild card.
Right.
So like to plan anything like that, because despite us working in the same place, we don't necessarily have the same schedule.
Yeah, things are changing constantly all the time. But for us, so we have to work Friday morning in Orlando.
Right.
So it's like, how can we make plans? It's hard to stay in Pittsburgh on Thanksgiving. It's impossible because we usually travel on Thursdays.
You think Southwest Airlines will give me like a big turkey leg for the flight?
Maybe.
So I can sit in the back in my empty middle seat.
I don't think you're supposed to eat on the plane. You're supposed to wear a mask.
You can take it down.
Oh, you can take it down, baby. Take it down in Chinatown.
I don't even know what that means. Yikes. What about other holidays?
Okay, so moving on, Christmas. To me, Christmas is my favorite holiday of all time.
I don't think anybody.
That and Halloween.
Right. Which is amazing to me that you enjoy Halloween because you're a big scaredy cat.
I am not. Did I not go through the haunted house?
You did. Under much protest.
I still went.
Thankfully, we got the assist from my 10-year-old.
Yeah. Len and I are like hugging each other. But we made it through.
We did. But what about other holidays? Like, obviously, Christmas, that's a no-brainer, and we're going to have some awesome Christmas episode, hopefully, knock on wood.
But also, that's
Christmas
another
approaches.
thing we have to navigate and figure out. It's
Right.
a lot.
We do the Christmas Eve thing. That's
Yeah.
kind of I've accepted that as my role in the holiday calendar for
Right.
all who are involved and know me and love me. That's it. Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
You're coming to Matt's house.
But for you, growing up, Christmas Eve was bigger than Christmas Day.
That's right.
Which that is foreign to me.
Yeah, well, just in we did the family thing on Christmas Eve with my dad's side of the family, which we basically only saw that time every year, despite them like not living on a different planet or anything. We just never hung out.
Really? You only hung out Christmas Eve?
I mean, we would no. That's not necessarily accurate. I mean, we would see them from time to time, but like the one time every year, you could guarantee that side of the family was around was Christmas Eve. We would go to my aunt's house, and it was just fun. I have a ton of great memories from that. So Christmas Eve has always been more exciting to me. Of course, when you're a kid, Christmas Day is the shit because you wake up and Santa Claus has blessed you with God knows what.
Right.
But as you get older, Christmas Day is kind of like, last year you and I woke up at 10 a.m. and
we started drinking mimosas.
Right.
We're opening gifts.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was awesome.
I love giving gifts. That is my favorite thing about
isn't that
Christmas.
weird? Isn't that weird about as you grow up? Like, I'm the same way. I love getting things as much as anybody because it's nice to be given a gift. But the thrill to me is like, oh man, like watching with that anticipation.
You got the perfect present.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, or something that you don't think that like they're not expecting. Like, oh yeah, I got that for them.
I'm gonna totally change gears here. And you said you've never had the issue as far as Thanksgiving or with your family, but what would happen if you were in a relationship with somebody whose family you just didn't get along with? And that's a regular occurrence where there's this weird standoff. Have you ever been in that situation where you were like, oh, I'm dating? You're like, no, of course. Every guy I've ever dated, his parents love me. I don't know. I've never had it happen either.
I've always got along well with my significant other's family.
Yeah, I generally have
is
too.
Just very important.
Right.
So right off the bat, if I knew that I didn't like their family or something or weren't going to get along, I don't know if I could be in that relationship because family is just so important. Luckily, you have a great family, so that's not an issue there.
There you go.
But I can't imagine. I cannot imagine that instance being with someone who you can't stand their family, and it's like you have to spend the holidays with them. I'm like, you. You can go with your family. I'm going to be with mine. Like that's what I would honestly do. I would not spend it with them.
You go eat your yams with Uncle John.
Yeah, I hope you choke on him.
Wow, that was very aggressive.
So then, okay, this is getting me so excited.
I can tell.
I just want hot chocolate, and I want to get. So when I took the girls to Target a few weeks ago, they already insisted on me getting matching Christmas pajamas for Christmas Eve. I was like, and I had a whole all of them in my arms, and we're getting ready to go to the checkout, and I'm like, what am I doing? It is October. It was still October at that point. I'm like, I'm not. Why am I getting Christmas pajamas? But I was just so excited. We were just in the mood. We were just had the Christmas spirit. We were listening to Mariah Carey on the way to Target. We had a great time. And ever since, I'm just ready to go.
Isn't it insane that Thanksgiving's in a week and a half?
No, 2.5 weeks. Oh my God.
No,
it isn't a week and a half.
Yeah. And
Holy
then
shit. No, it's in 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
Or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 weeks away,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
Christmas is pretty soon after that.
Yeah.
And then it's the end of the goddamn forsaken year.
I feel like it was just March, yesterday, but also this year has felt like 3 years in one.
That's true.
Where did this year go? We spent most of it on our couch.
Yeah, we kind of
What did you say?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What about other holidays that are not the big ones, not the Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's run? What about other
is there
like
anything else? Easter, I
that's
guess.
what I'm
is a
saying.
pretty
Yeah,
big one.
do you? So to me, I'm not a holiday guy. Other than
Right.
Christmas, I go all out for. Halloween, I really enjoy. But beyond that, the other ones are just kind of like more things for me to forget.
Yeah. I mean, I liked Easter growing up. I grew up Catholic, so we always went to church and then always had a big Easter dinner, and we'd have like Easter egg hunts, and we'd wake up and my mom would hide our like Easter baskets and all that. And you'd get like a cute little outfit and like a bonnet, wear a hat to
A
church.
bonnet? Did
Yeah,
you then
like a hat to
churn
church.
butter?
Sure did. It was like a colonial woman. There's a colonial woman on the wing churning butter. You don't watch Bridesmaids.
No, I didn't like that movie.
You guys, he didn't even like Bridesmaids. What the is that about?
It wasn't funny.
It was funny.
I didn't think it was funny. Like that part where the girl pooped in the sink?
Okay, well,
That disgusted
you
me.
don't like poop humor.
Oh, you just love it.
Well, it's
You
not
were
that
like,
I love
oh
it,
man, what a knee slapper that was.
but you just are like so grossed out.
Yeah.
So it's funny to me. But other than that, it was amazing. Like all the little one-liners, it was f***ing hilarious.
It was no old school.
It's like The Hangover.
It was like, it's not The Hangover. That's how
Yeah.
they marketed it. It was like the female hangover. It just wasn't that funny.
Maybe you just don't have a sense of humor.
Or maybe I have a very elite sense of humor and that doesn't tickle my fancy.
I'd like to tickle your pickle.
You pickle pincher, you?
Where did that come from?
Family Feud.
Oh, yeah. What other holidays? Like, I'm trying to think.
Valentine's
Flag Day?
Valentine's Day is just they're all Hallmark holidays to me.
Yeah.
Like they're just ways to capitalize and make money. Like even Christmas at this point has basically nothing to do with Jesus and religion. It's just
Right.
like how much can we buy for how many people, and you just tax yourself out, and people get stressed and hate themselves and hate each other, and life falls apart. Sometimes.
Let me ask you this. While we're talking about gifts, what was the best gift you ever got on Christmas growing up?
Oh man, that's tough.
There has to be one time that like stands out to you.
There's a few.
Give me one.
There's
Hit
a
me with
there's a
one.
there's a. I remember the first time I got a Nintendo.
Oh.
I think I was like 5 or 6. I lived in Albuquerque. I remember my very first Nintendo was pretty huge. Yeah, like we had cool gifts growing up.
Yeah.
Like one time, my dad got us front row seats for WWF at the time.
Oh.
That was like his Christmas present to my brother and I.
Yeah.
Which was amazing here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's nothing that's like, oh my God, you know me. We talk about this all the time. I don't put a lot of stock into material things, and
Yeah.
that's not to me to be like, oh, that's materialistic. I don't need that. I just it
Well,
just
like
doesn't
the
do it
tickets,
for me.
That's not a material thing. That's like an experience.
Right.
That's cool.
Right. But yeah, as far as like, oh, hey, I got that pair of shoes. No, I don't know. I'm sure it happened. I can't complain about growing up Christmas wise. Like everything was cool.
My favorite gift I ever got. I remember, so on Christmas Eve when I was a kid, we go to like my mom's family. They had like a big, like a fishing game thing. You would go and do you know what that is? Is that a thing here? The fishing game?
Like
It's sort of like a hall. You know, it's like a club people belong to. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a town hall sort of thing.
Okay, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I think we refer to it as like a sportsman's club here in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Well, we call
I
it
don't
a
know.
fishing
I've never
game,
been
yeah.
in any of these things. I just see them, and I'm assuming fishing game, sportsman,
Yeah,
kind of the same vibe.
I think that's kind of what it is. So that's what we do. And, you know, everyone would be like, oh, what do you want for Christmas this year? It's Christmas. I'm like, and I'm my little New England accent. I'm like, I want a guitar. All I want is a guitar. I just want to play the guitar, and I want to be in a band. And that's all I want. I was maybe 6, maybe 5 or 6. And that's all I wanted was a guitar. So the next day, Christmas, we have a video of me. I woke up, I got my guitar, and I had never been so damn excited. It was this orange, and it had like plastic strings. Oh, but it looked like a what are
guitar?
the things you plug in? Like not an acoustic one, but
electric
an
one?
electric guitar.
one of those things you plug in. Imagine that.
But I was like rocking out, and I had like this bride outfit, like a dress up outfit. So I was like, had this veil on, and I'm rocking out with my guitar, and I'm singing like Melissa Etheridge, and I just was having a f***ing time. And that to me was the best Christmas because I felt like I was in a band. I thought I was like that bitch. And I was.
Why did you have a wedding dress?
Because it was like a dress up, and Brianna was a bridesmaid. Like, that's what I always loved, like, fairy tale. And I just was like, My mom knew that. And she got me a bride outfit. And then poor Brie had to be my bridesmaid. She couldn't even have her own bride outfit. And yeah, I was just rocking the fuck out. I was like, I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna have to find this video because you will you will die. I was obsessed.
Like, give us a little bit
I was
more.
like this.
That's how you play your guitar.
My guitar. I'm like, Daddy, my guitar over here. Can you like help me with my strings? They're a little loose. And he was like winding them, and I like had to pick. Oh my God, I was that bitch. I was so cool. If you saw me back then, you would be like, that is my chick. That's who I'm going to be with.
I'd be like, oh my God, it's Jem and one of the holograms. Lucky me.
I don't know what that means.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Well, all of this holiday talk has just got me so happy. On the way home, I'm going to blast Mariah Carey.
I got real excited for a second, and I didn't think you were going to end that with asked Mariah Carey.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, I'm going to blow your brains out.
That's, yeah, okay. Wow, now you just threatened to kill me on our podcast.
I
Cool.
mean, like with your
Thank
wiener.
you. You're going to blow my brains out with my
I'm gonna-
wiener. You're going to detach it and beat me about the head and neck?
No, babe. I'm is what I'm
You're
saying.
going to bludgeon me with my own penis.
Fucking can't stand you.
What's in the mailbag?
Here's the mail, it never fails and makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail. Mail! Question number 1, honey. Hello, Matt and Leah. I absolutely love the show. Matt is hilarious with his dry sense of humor and Leah's singing. But anyway, okay. What about my singing? Do you like it or not?
She was just acknowledging it as to not crush
She's
your
like,
feelings.
and Leah's singing. That's it. That's the
Just a
sentence.
statement, Matt, you're funny. Leah, you're there too.
Leah, you sing. Yep. You do have a voice box. Thank you. But anyway, what are your thoughts on appointment sex? Is it normal? Would it be a mess up into your relationship? Would it mess up your relationship? Okay. Anyway, hope you have a good one. Goodbye forever. So appointment sex, I'm assuming, is something they're scheduling their hanky-panky time.
I was going to ask you, but that makes perfect sense to me. And I think that's the only thing I can think of when it comes to appointment sex.
Right.
I've never experienced that.
But I feel like you do that sometimes.
In any sort of regular official capacity. Like, I'll make a declaration to you, like I do a lot of times, like I did it the other day. Like in the morning, I was like, ooh, I'm feeling some kind of way, and we're going to do this thing later on tonight. Then, like,
Right.
the day happens, and it's not necessarily...
Things change or
yeah,
whatever.
Or you
Yeah.
get tired and or busy and whatever. I could see it being a good thing if you give it, like, on this night. You
Like, you
can't
see
get
that in
too...
movies.
Yeah, you can't do it too specific. Because if you're like, Thursday night, 8 p.m., that's when we're going to do it. And then it's like, oh, 7 o'clock. I'm like, well, I'm watching this show. I got to take a shower. I don't feel like it kind of pigeonholed. But if you know, like, oh, hey, tonight's the night. Like that's what I like when we're on the road. I'll be like, okay, cool. When I get back tonight, it's going down.
Yeah. Like every Friday night, we always.
But I
are
think
like,
we also have the luxury of being around each other like all the time. So
Yeah.
I could see that being a benefit if you guys are on opposing schedules.
and you're busy.
Yeah.
It's, to me, I feel like it's something you see in movies where it's like, you know, like the woman is like coming on to the guy and he's like, oh, it's not even Saturday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause it's
I
like,
always-
oh, every Thursdays and Saturday, that's when they have sex or whatever it is.
Right. I always think of Dennis the Menace when he's like, oh, Sunday morning, that's when mom and dad wrestle in bed and they like to take their shirts off. And I was like, oh, I don't know why that's always stuck with me.
Right.
But I don't think it's, obviously it's not that unusual.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. But then I just feel like, I don't know, is it take away, like sometimes you just in the moment want to like do it and
I
you're
don't
just
think, like, if
feeling
you
the type of way and it's like, oh well, we can't do it because I don't have an appointment. Like take a number, get in line, buddy. Like I don't know.
I mean, I don't think that's how it works. I don't think if you make the
It's
appointment,
like a
you're
deli
forbidden
counter.
from serving number 11.
I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing, but I don't know. To me, it's a little weird.
Unless you're a hooker, and then it's just good business.
You're stupid. Question number 2, honey. Hi, I am just a huge fan of both of you. I'm listening to the podcast as I'm writing this. LOL. I have a question for Matt. In the future, do you want more kids? Have you and Leah ever discussed having kids down the line? And Leah, let's say Matt doesn't want kids. How will you react to that? Would you accept it, or is it a deal breaker for you? Love the podcast so much, and I look forward to it every week. Love you both so much. Ah, how sweet. Thoughts?
Well, you and I have had this conversation off microphone quite a few times. I was of the mindset, particularly when I got divorced, that it was like, you know what? My kids are on the easy end of things, easier end. They don't require constant attention and supervision. They all kind of can take care of themselves to an extent. It's like, okay, my kids are formed human beings now. They're good to go. Just kind of got to nurture them and keep doing what I've done. So I had no intent on having more children. However, I know it's something that's very important to you, and it's something you really want, and I would not be able to live with myself knowing that I was the reason that you were denied that great joy of having a child. So at surface value, like, do I, Matt, on my own want to have more kids? No, but I am willing and able to do this with you because I feel like it's important, and I would not want to neglect that part of your life.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that because I feel like, I mean, I go back and forth. You know me and my indecision.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, it depends on literally the day.
But when it comes down to it, I know in my heart, like, I would love to have a child of my own. So, but I never ever thought I would come into a situation where I have these 3 like bonus kids where it's like, oh wow, and like your kids are amazing. I love being around them and I feel like so grateful. I'm like, maybe this is the path I was supposed to take. Maybe I'm not supposed to have a kid of my own and just supposed to like hang out with these 3 cool humans.
Would you say that at any times like being around my kids has lessened your urge to want to have?
No, if anything, it makes me want them more. Yeah. Because I see like a lot of you in them and it's just like so cool to, I don't know, like even just having conversations with them, I'm like, wow, like they amaze me and I admire them. And I just can't imagine what it would be like to have one of my own, like that has me in them, you know?
If I were to just put my foot down and go, nope, no kids, would that be a deal breaker?
It would. It would be a deal breaker.
All right. There we go. You have your answer. One more. We got time for one more, and then we have to go enjoy this.
Oh my God, it's
wonderfully
gonna be a rainy day. Although I do have to go train, but after that, I'm going to sit my ass on the couch. I was going to say something else, but I'm going to keep it PG-13.
Now you decide. 6 F-bombs deep. You know, we should probably keep it PG-13.
Matt and Leah. Oh, question number 3 or tres or trois or I don't know any other languages.
You don't know those languages. You
Yes,
just
I
know
do.
the words.
I do know those languages.
Okay.
I'm trilingual.
You're trying
English,
something.
Spanish, French. You're a
Tripod.
triangle. An obtuse. Or is that an angle?
It's an angle. Obtuse is greater than
Triangle.
90
Aren't
degrees.
there like different triangles
There's
though?
right. There's isosceles.
Isosceles, triangle. What is the one where it's like
Baby,
little?
this isn't geometry class.
But I'm just curious.
What's in the mailbag? Are they asking about geometry?
Okay, question number 3, honey. Matt and Leah. First of all, welcome to Pittsburgh, Leah. I absolutely love seeing pictures of you guys. See, look, this is one of our Pittsburgh followers.
Perfect.
I absolutely love seeing pictures of you guys around Pittsburgh. It's so nice for everyone to see how beautiful it is here. It is gorgeous. My husband remembers seeing Matt Russell in Uniontown before where we are from.
Many moons ago.
Anywho, we are parents of 2 amazing children that are both under the age of 3. We have very little help in the babysitting department, so it's difficult to have date nights when money is also tight for hiring a babysitter. How do we keep the romance alive at home while tending to our children? Thanks for the great Thursday mornings on my way to work. I feel like I'm going to defer to you on this because I feel like we're cheating because we have 3 kids, but we don't have them all the time. So we kind of are able to have the free time without them to have the sexy time.
It's tough when you have particularly multiple children.
Especially under the age of 3, 2 of them.
Yes,
that's crazy.
absolutely. It's tough anytime the kids are in the house, period, to kind of feel the, not to feel the urge, but to capitalize on it because there's always the possibility that door is going to swing open and here comes so-and-so with a skin knee. Like,
we've never had sex with your kids in the house. ever.
Right.
So I can't imagine what it would be like if they were there all the time. I can't imagine.
It would be very tricky.
Yeah.
So this isn't even my advice. This is something I'm stealing from question number 1. Might I recommend some appointment sex? I understand. I mean, times are tough. If you can't spend the extra money to get babysitters or childcare or whatever, and God knows how expensive that is all the time. Maybe it's just an appointment thing. Maybe you go, hey, it's Friday night and Jimmy's going to bed at 7:30, and give him a little bit of melatonin and make sure he is. I'm not suggesting you
3
drug.
years old, melatonin.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Melatonin is
Babe.
naturally occurring. I'm not suggesting you drug your children, but I'm saying it's totally okay to give them a little sleep aid, maybe a little
Just
Benadryl.
give him some Jack Daniels while you're at it.
Hell yeah, great for teeth and gums. When your kid's grumpy because he's stroked out there for a second. My brain moves faster than my mouth sometimes.
That was great.
I glitched.
You did glitch.
I'm like Vanellope and Wreck-It Ralph. I glitched.
But to your point, I feel like with the appointment sex, okay, even if you're tired on Friday night, maybe it's been a long week and maybe the kids have been at it all day and you're exhausted. Sometimes it's like, suck it up, buttercup. It doesn't matter how tired you are. I feel like if you're able to connect and have that connection with each other and have some sexy time, it'll be worth it. And like, let's face it, it's not going to last a couple hours. Do what you got to do, and then you can go to bed after that.
What
but
if the
it's
woman
important.
who wrote this email is married to Sting?
Okay, well, either way, don't use the fact that you're too tired as an excuse. I feel like we have to make sacrifices, and sometimes in order to get that connection back or to make the time for the sexy time,
also
just do it.
This just came to my mind as we were having this discussion. I'm a big fan of, and I didn't know how to feel about it for a long time. I was always just weird about displaying affection in front of my kids. Mm-hmm. Like, that to me just seems like, okay, that's something that I do, but I don't want to. But realistically, like, I'm much more affectionate with you now with them around, where it's like, no, it's okay for them to see that I love this person, and this is how you treat somebody that you love. Like, obviously, you're not going to go full Monty and get after it when your kids are around, but like a little bit of affection, whether it be flirty or, like, I wouldn't be mortified or my kids wouldn't be mortified if I smacked your butt or something in the kitchen, or vice versa. You sneak up on me and do something. They laugh about it. Maybe it's a little like, ew, dad.
Right.
But in the end, it's like, okay, these two people love each other, and this is how they treat one another, and they are physically affectionate to an extent. Like, I don't see the harm in that.
To that point, that shapes to me how your children are around their partner.
Right.
So, like, my parents, when I grew up, they were so affectionate all the time. Like, my mom's always rubbing my dad's back, or they're kissing each other, or they're hugging each other, hanging off each other, to the point where it's like gross. It's like, oh my God, get a room. But because I saw them doing that, to me, I'm very open and affectionate and very touchy-feely. And my sister's the same way. Like, we're just very like, this is how we are because that's how we grew up seeing our parents. Whereas I've had relationships in the past where they grew up completely opposite. No PDA, no affect. And I'd be like if I tried to like touch them or vice versa, like, it would just be weird. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, ew, I don't like that. Like, I'm a very touchy-feely person. And I feel like you are too. Like, you're always like rubbing my back or rubbing my knee or my leg when we're just around each other. And I feel like that shows your kids. Like, and that's how I want to be when I have kids. It's like, I want them to see, like, oh, I love this man. Like, he loves me. And it's important to show that. Otherwise, I don't know. It's like, just open.
Right.
I think that's a great point.
There we go. See, I have my moments of clarity from time to time. So I don't know if that actually answered the email, but set an appointment, put some Netflix on in the other room for the kid and keep him occupied.
And to Matt's point, drug them. Drug the kids.
Also,
maybe give them a little, I was going to say Novocaine.
Yeah.
But that's
I was going with more, legal over-the-counter sleep aids.
I'm dying.
Hey, you know what? It's fine.
Baby, can we go decorate our house now? Let's
No,
put our tree
but
up.
I want to go sit on the couch in the rain and drink beer and watch horror movies. So that's what I'm going to do.
Let it wash away my sanity, 'cause I want to feel the thunder upon us. That's a little Hilary Duff, if you will, from Laguna Beach.
I thought she was from Lizzie McGuire.
No, but that's the theme song.
Oh,
That's the theme song for Laguna Beach.
I never watched Laguna Beach.
Oh my God. Well, let's go home and watch reruns.
Let's not say we did.
Please.
You're my little Laguna Beach.
Oh God, bear with us.
Goodbye forever.